1, 2, 2, 2.
1, 2, 2, 2. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Can we try to settle down? Re tlo qala ka kopano ya rona. Kopa batho ba re thuse ka mo morao batho ba kenang hore ba kene at least baska kena ba etse lerata. Re tlo qala ka kopano ya rona ya community safety, portfolio ya Gauteng Provincial Legislature on community safety. E dealang ka oversight ya department ya community safety and the oversight over maponesa. Na ka lebitso ki Bandile Masuku, ke modula stulo wa committee ena ya community safety. Ke tsamaya le committee yaka ya portfolio committee ya legislature, provincial legislature. Ki institution e tshwanang le ya parliament, mara parliament ya rona ya mo Gauteng responsible for wetsa molao for provincial government mo Gauteng, responsible go etsa hore batho ba re ba kgethileng ho ba di MEC executive ya rona ba be accountable. Gape one of its responsibility go etsa sure hore the public takes part in the discussions and it takes part in holding the executive accountable. Ya bone ke ya ho etsa sure hore all the levels of government they are berekisana, from provincial to national to even local government. Purpose ya rona ya today go engage the public in the area ya Greater Ivory Park about the compliance ya maponesa around here of the South African Police Service to the Domestic Violence Act. It's an important act that helps us to deal with crimes that comes in a way of gender-based violence and femicide. Gauteng haba etsa audit last year. It was found hore the police stations tse ngata tsa yona they are actually complying. In terms of percentages, they said our average percentage it's over 90. And Yamo Ivory Park it's on 70. So which means that there's a lot that needs to happen. Before retlamo re qadile ko police station to see where the victims of gender-based violence or domestic violence are actually handled and managed by police. And re bone pleke ya teng, I think the police station commander will be able to give us further information about the state and the functioning of that victim-friendly room. Ki welcome gape tonakgolo ya province ya rona o re surprise ka jeko na batla re bolawe ke pelo. Maraga leboga tonakgolo Premier Andrek Lusufi to honor this public engagement. I think the people of Greater Ivory Park really appreciate your presence. Even though utlile ko gae, you know, this area ke area ya hao. Maybe that's why utlile. Thank you. Utsamaya le HOD ya department ya community safety re mogorosi Roch. Gape re amogele acting provincial police commissioner ya Gauteng General Kekane Tlou. You are welcome. Every time you respect and humble yourself before the committee, we really appreciate it. We don't take it for granted with the team that you have of the leadership of the police. And also welcome the station commander, Umapolo Ngcobo, who also going to give the presentation to the public who are here. And further welcome our stakeholders. I know that the Councillor Letabo Rachel, who's a chairperson here, Section 79 Committee, which is a committee tshwanang le ko Ekurhuleni City Council. You are welcome, Councillor, where you are. We also welcome the councillors of the place here, the chairperson of the Section 79 Committee, Umam Nontlantla Makubo. You are welcome. We further welcome the director in absentia, if Safitlile Mkasi, what JMPD, now indicated they are running late. Further welcome Dr. Maposa from Gun-Free South Africa, who has also respected us to come to be part of this engagement. But Gun-Free South Africa, Premier, itlobe ile partner ya committee going forward, because we all know what you have also said in respect that most crime happen through guns in Gauteng. So as a legislature and as a committee, we are going to run a campaign to make sure, we reduce the number of guns that are circulating in our province. We also like to appreciate the presence, not welcome, appreciate the presence of the councillors of the Greater Ivory Park, who all of you know. I've seen Councillor Makamu, I've seen Councillor Maluleke, I've not seen others, but all of them who have been engaging, or Councillor Marumo, or Father Kwena. Oh, ako ubone handle. Councillor Marumo was a prison warder in his other life, so they are called father in that environment. Welcome. I think there are all others that should be coming through. Councillor Charmaine, Councillor Yoliswa, who are going to be coming through to represent the views of the people of Greater Ivory Park. Then from this point, Baduli, the community, before Kiakopeli, Twanze in total legislature to declare, to make a declaration on the venue that we are going to be using today. The declaration is just to make sure all the decisions and discussions that are happening here, they are under the ruling and the framework and the laws of the legislature. So I need to move as the chair and say, I, Honorable Bandile Masuku, Chairperson of the Community Safety Committee, hereby declares Lord Khanyile Community Hall in Ivory Park as a precinct of...
The honourable members, everyone present, I'm Jacob Mulder, member of the Portfolio Committee.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Louisa Evans, and I am a member of the committee.
Morning, everyone. My name is Tabang. My slavery name is Theophilus. My surname is Ngani. I'm the member of the committee. Thank you.
Sanibonani mphakathi, ngibingelele noNdunankulu. Igama lami nguSibusiso wakwaNyathi, ngiseva kulo le committee yakwa community safety. Ngiyabonga.
Dumelang bagolo, lebitso la ka ke Jeanette Matshidiso Maloka, ke dula committee ya community safety. Thank you.
Sanibonani, ngegama ngiuthulana wakakunene, ngiyilunga lale committee le safety.
Thank you. We do have other members of the committee who have apologized. They are attending to other engagements of the legislature. Primarily Honorable Moody, who's the chair of SCOPA also. They are attending an engagement relating to SCOPA. Re tlo kopa hore batho ba batlang translation e available e teng. Le tla kopa di gadgets tse tshwanang le tse tsa di earphone, and then how we create for translation for English it tlo ba channel 1 on this, and then for Afrikaans will be channel 2. For Sesotho, Sepedi, Setswana will be channel 4. For Sizulu, Xhosa will be channel 5. For Chivenda and Chitsonga will be channel 3. And sign language, I don't see them. Oh, they are here. They are also available to continue translating. How important to everybody understand the discussions under our and everyone who allow who bua puo are comfortable kayona. You are not compelled who bua Sekgowa or any of the languages. So bua language o tlo kgonang go express kayona. Ke proceed ka program ya rona ke then ke bulele Brigadier Ngobo to come forward to give us a sense of the issues relating to how the police station addresses domestic violence. So you almost have 20 minutes, but I'm sure you will be able to deal with it in a quick and succinct way that explains everything. Over to you, Mapoloba.
Thank you, Program Director. Let me start by greeting the Honorable Premier of Gauteng, our Chairperson, Mr. Masuku, and allow me for the sake of time to say all protocol is observed. I'm going to present the station profile of Ivory Park. The size of the police station in a square meter is 28 kilometers square. The population is 31113. Unemployment rate 70%. Number of sectors, there are 4. Station classification is urban. Number of municipal wards, there are 7. Position in Gauteng in terms of crime weight, it's 13 out of 145 stations. In terms of station profile sector breakdowns, as I said, we have 4 sectors. In sector 1, we have Sergeant Mabusela, who is managing Mpumalanga, Zwelisha, Ektuleni, Green Section, Lindelani, Jacob Zuma, Polar Park, Mafelandaweni, Lindoguhle, Ramaphosa, Baghdad, Angola, Limpopo, Tembankosi, Tokyo, Lusaka, and Ekwemisweni High School. Sector 2, sector manager is Warrant Officer Mashabane, is managing Ivory Park Extension 6, 7, and 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, and Matisi. Sector 3, it's Constable Mailula, is managing Ivory Park Extension 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, Tselupile, Duduza, and Duduza Extension 8. Sector 4, it's Constable Makubela. He's managing Iboni Park, Allendale, Galfontein, Extension 7, and Galfontein Extension 1, 2, 3, 4, 4B Extension 22 and 23, as well as Clayville Extension 45. In terms of the infrastructure, we don't have tertiaries, we have schools, there are 31, clinics, there are 10, surgeries, there are 10, churches, there are 10, on consumption, taverns, 70, off consumption is 50, number of illegal liquor outlets, 29, spaza shops, 406, taxi rank, there are 6, general dealers, there are 5, auctioneers, there are 3, jewelries, there are 3, scrap metals, there are 22. In terms of stakeholders, we have business forums. They assist the station with the business against crime to address business robberies, business breaking, sharing of information, identification of stolen or hijacked motor vehicle, CCTV monitoring. We are also working with the car guards. In terms of liquor forums and second-hand goods, they address compliance of Gauteng Liquor Act, Second-Hand Goods Act, conduct crimes, and there was also, during the time of COVID-19, they were also assisting us a lot, and non-ferrous metal theft. Security companies, sharing of information on crime committed, hotspot, hijacking trends, two-way communication between all role players. We are also working together with councillors to address hotspot areas, cutting off grass, street lights, trees, and open field. CPF substructures and patrollers, community policing initiative, project awareness campaign, community in blue. We are also working with the youth desk. Home Affairs, they assist us with the verification of undocumented persons, SANCA, drug habilitation for victims of substance abuse, and ESCOM. We conduct integrated operation to address theft of copper cables. Metropolis, they participate in the joint crime prevention operation with SAPS members and also serve as force multipliers. Department of Community Safety, they assist us with a Green Door project initiated by Department of Community Safety to render assistance to GBVF victims. The objective of the project is to ensure service is rendered at the doorstep of the community. It is a door of hope for victims, survivors of GBV and femicide. The service is provided on 24/7 basis. These facilities is situated at 2637 Winnie Mandela Zone 6. The following services are provided at the facility: it's containment, debriefing, and referral to the SAPS. In terms of human resource, we have security companies that we are working with. There are 48 in numbers with 24 vehicles, Gauteng traffic wardens, 672, 16 vehicles, Metro Police Department, 237, 108 vehicles, National Traffic Police, 30, 12 vehicles, provincial traffic, it's 10, and 4 vehicles, municipal traffic officers. Local, we don't have. Community in blue patrollers, 685. No vehicles, Siabangena patrollers, 60, and 10 vehicles. Community police forums, 221, and they have 1 vehicle. In terms of human resource, visible policing granted is 245, actual is 214. We are minus 31. Detectives granted is 80, we have 85, we are plus 5. Support service is 27 granted, we are 28, we are plus 1. Deployment in terms of vehicles granted for visible policing is 30, Actually, we are 38, differences is 8, detectives is 38 granted and 37 is actual, it's -1. Support service, it's 6 and 3 is granted, so we are -3. The fleet, the active fleet, that is sedans, hatchback, minibuses, LTVs, and panel vans, is 77. Trailers for roadblock, we have 2. Motorcycles, we don't have other. Those are trucks, we have 2. Station profile for fleet, for the 24-25 financial year, detectives received 2 vehicles, and Vispol in terms of 2026 financial year, detectives received 2 and support 1. Next one. In terms of the crime, our crime for the fourth quarter of 24/2025 financial year, in terms of contact crimes, we were up or in the red with attempted murders, +14. Then the assault common, we also went up with 17 cases. Then robbery aggravating, we went up with 27 cases. But the total contact crimes, we were -32%. The contact-related crimes, we were -33. Property-related crimes, we were -26. We were in the red on the burglary residential. We were +3. In terms of crimes heavily dependent on police action, there we were up with 35 cases, but we were on the red in terms of drunken driving, we were -11, and in terms of firearms, we were -4. Then in terms of robbery aggravating category, we were in the red in terms of house robberies, +3. Then in terms of business robbery, we were +9. Then robbery aggravating in total, we were +9 cases. In terms of sexual offenses, in terms of sexual assault, we were +1 case. Contact sexual offenses, we were also +1 case. In terms of groupings, trio crimes, we were up with 9 cases. Then in terms of 17 community reported cases, we were -143 cases. The hotspot areas, Sector 1 at Extension 2, the problematic cases there, it's murder, house robbery, and hijacking. Sector 2, Ivory Park Extension 7 and 10, hijacking and armed robberies are a problem. Sector 3, Ivory Park Extension 11 and 15, hijacking and house robbery is a problem. Sector 4, Calfontaine and Clayville, that is murder, hijacking, and house robbery. In terms of SAP 6, Chairperson, can I present the September stats? Thank you so much, Chair. In terms of reported cases, we had 622 brought forward for under investigation, 2432. To court, we had 300, withdrawn before court 45, undetected 311, and under investigation 2398. In terms of previously at court, we had 2577, guilty, they were 19, withdrawn at court 145, settled otherwise 33, not finalized at court, there were 2680. In terms of the murders only, 44 were reported. Brought forward, there were 2174, to court 6, undetected 14, under investigation 2204. Previously at court, 295, guilty 4, and not finalized at court, there were 297. House robbery reported is 57, brought forward is 454, to court is 2, withdrawn before court is 3, undetected is 87, under investigation 419. Previously at court it's 135, withdrawn at court it's 1, not finalized at court it's 135. Rape reported was 42, brought forward 140, to court 19, withdrawn before court is 2, undetected 38, unfounded 1, under investigation 122, previously at court 597, guilty is 5, withdrawn at court is 10, settled otherwise is 3, and not finalized at court is 590. Status of case docket per crime. This is murder. This is just a repetition of what I just read because this is all SAP 6. This is the implementation. Just go back. Go back again. Back. In terms of IC, just go back again. Yeah. In terms of integrated crime and violent prevention strategy, in short, it's IC, PS. This is what we are also applying in Ivory Park, this strategy to deal with the crime in Ivory Park. The IVCP provides a comprehensive whole-of-government approach and mechanism for the implementation of an integrated response to the prevention of crime and violence, which is a necessary precondition for increasing people's feelings of safety and building safer communities for sustainable economic growth and improved social development. In order to systematically address crime and violence, a whole of government and a whole of society approach is supported by the province. Law enforcement efforts must be supported by the strategies that address and drives of crime and violence in order to be effective and achieve sustainable results. Crime and violence prevention is a key component in effort to achieve sustainable economic growth and human development. These represent government house of safety to implement government outcome that all people in South Africa are and feel safe. This can be achieved through improved social development, sustainable economic growth, and safer communities. This is pillar 1, an effective criminal justice system. The criminal justice system in Gauteng plays a crucial role in supporting policing effort in the province. A well-functioning and effective system not only ensures that criminals are apprehended and prosecuted, but also aids to deter crime and maintain law and order in the community. The criminal justice system support policing is through the swift and efficient processing of criminal cases. When police officers make an arrest, it is essential that the suspect is brought before a court as soon as possible to face the charges. This not only sends a strong deterrence message to would-be criminals, but also caution the suspect from committing further criminals whilst awaiting trial. During the second quarter of 2025-2026 financial year, 966 suspects were arrested and brought before court. The criminal justice system plays a critical role in holding criminals accountable for their action. by ensuring that those who commit crimes are held responsible and face appropriate consequences. The system helps to deter future criminals' behavior and protect the safety and well-being of the community. There are 40 convictions for the second quarter of the current financial year. Overall, a strong and effective criminal justice system is essential for supporting policing effort in Gauteng. By working hand in hand with law enforcement agencies, the system helps to maintain the public safety, uphold the rule of the law, and ensure that justice is served for all citizens in Gauteng province and locally in Eguruleni District Policing Precinct. During the reporting period, one case flow management meeting were held between the SAPS and the Department of Justice. Pillar 2, early intervention to prevent crime and violence and promote safety. Aligned to this pillar to address crime and violent prevention through early intervention program, school safety programs and awareness campaign are conducted at schools. Children are the cornerstone of society and our future leaders. To this end, the SAPS has embarked on various drives as a means of early intervention and at the same time serve as a deterrence to crime and violence in the community, thereby promoting safety of the community. The following drives, projects, campaigns are initiated in the station in the support of the pillar. Adopt a core program, 21 programs established per second quarter, junior commissioner program implemented at Sosoloso Secondary School with the learner Tatum Pathe elected as a junior commissioner. Dialogue between schools whereby learners are encouraged to share problem solutions with pillars relating to the prevailing issues such as bullying, drugs, etc. 11 dialogues were held and 1,200 learners reached. School sessions, 4 school sessions conducted with 1,630 learners reached. Engagement of parents during parents' evening, 65 parents engaged during the second quarter of 2025-2026. Pillar 3, victim support is the service that protects the dignity and rights of victims of crime. This ensures that the victim feels empowered and is subjected to secondary victimization by the inefficiency of the members of the criminal justice system. The 4 basic empowerment elements include emotional support, practical support, providing information and referral to professional support services. Victims should feel free to ask for help without feeling judged on their socio-economic status or line of work when reporting the crime. Victims of crimes are referred to the victim-friendly room for debriefing or counseling. The station is equipped with a fully functional victim-friendly facility, functional members deployed in the visible policing and detective services trained in at least one of the following: victim empowerment program, first responder to sexual offenses learning program, domestic violence learning program, vulnerable children learning program, a basic police development learning program. Aligned to paragraph of the pillar in terms of the number of places of safety and emergency shelters and housing available for victims of violence against women. Pillar 4, effective and integrated service delivery for community and the prevention of crime and violence, improved quality of service. The first one is a service delivery charter is placed at the Community Service Center. Commanders constantly engage in effort to foster empathy among CSC members towards the public. Victims of crime are referred to the victim-friendly room for debriefing or counseling. Suggestion boxes are strategically positioned with the CSC to facilitate the monitoring of both positive and negative feedback and suggestions from the community. Station-specific plans, the station within has an annual operational plan and service delivery plan. In addition, intervention plans are reviewed quarterly. Pillar 4, effective and integrated service delivery for community and prevention of crime and violence. It continues improved partnership policing, security companies, SALTA, councillors, Green Doors, brigades, MASP, WAPS, ESCOM, SANCA, Department of Community Safety, Home Affairs, Metro Police and JMPD, EMPD, Gauteng Traffic Police are also playing a major role. An effective and integrated service delivery for safety, security, and violence. 3 compulsory suspect raiding operations are conducted per week. Informer network is utilized, is an attempt to reduce priority crimes. There were 55 by then, but now we are 176 registered informers at the station. There is 2 claims as we speak that I have seen this morning that are due to be submitted. In addition, refers to efforts made to reduce crimes as well as increase crime detection. Ethics, the anti-crime corruption strategy is aligned by all members as committed annually and discussed at the parades and meetings. The anti-corruption hotline number is also advertised and shared with communities via local radio station and discussed at the community meetings. Ethics and integrity plan is in place to ensure a professional and capable SAPS. Briefings are also communicated at operational channel and high-density operation parades. Pillar 5, safety through environmental design. It is widely acknowledged that certain opportunities for criminals events to occur will be reduced by applying sound planning, design, and management principles to build a safer environment. It is also accepted that the physical environment is instrumental in the SAP's ability efforts to prevent and combat crime in their goal to ensure that communities are and feel safe. The following environmental factors impeded policing in the Ivory Park policing precincts. Poor environmental design. At times there is no street lights, house and shacks numbering, and poor roads, at times no roads. Too many informal settlements and too many escape routes. Pillar 6, active public and community participation. Gauteng province is well aligned to the outcome of this pillar in that strengthened legal, policy and regulatory framework for the establishment of sustainable forums for meaningful community participation in community safety and crime and violent prevention is conduct to policing. Community structures, CPF. The CPF is comprised of 6 executive members and 10 additional members, 4 sector forum, each with 10 members, community implementing their own project and campaigns, active street committees in all sectors. Victim-friendly facility, there are 4 volunteers with an auxiliary social worker. The facility operates on 24 hours basis with officials on standby duties. Community patrollers, there are 176 community patrollers, 40 deployed in schools around the area. Youth desk, the youth desk comprises of 11 newly elected members. This is the intervention in terms of shelters, provides the immediate safe housing for victims, counseling, offering counseling to address emotional and trauma using SATEC and MCVT organization, medical treatment, accompanying of victims to Zela Center. Prevention and education, community, which is public awareness campaign to educate the community members about domestic violence, distribution of pamphlets about domestic violence, school talks, implementing programs to educate children about healthy relationship, violence prevention. Coordinated response, multi-agencies collaboration by ensuring effective collaboration between stakeholders, training of professionals, provide training for professionals to be able to recognize signs of abuse and respond appropriately, e.g. teachers' protection orders, court orders, preventing perpetrators from conducting or harming victims. Intervention continues in Ivory Park Extension 2 on Wednesdays. The station conducts station commanders operation to prevent carjacking and business robberies, particularly at malls and spaza shops. Ivory Park Extension 7 and 10, social crime prevention conduct weekly awareness campaign on prevention of crime according to CPA. Ivory Park Extension 11 and 15, station commander conduct Friday shutdown operation to address liquor-related crimes such as assault, attempted murders, and robberies. Galfontein and Clayville, on a Saturday, the Vispol commander conduct high-density operation at hotspot areas such as Galfontein and Ivory Park. On a Sunday, crime prevention observation team is posted mainly at Galfontein extensions to monitor and prevent carjacking. Intervention continues, Ivory Park Extension 2, daily arrest of known suspect. Ivory Park Extension 7, conduct Operation Khanyile every Wednesday. These are detectives. Ivory Park Extension 11 and 15, they also conduct Operation High Density on every Saturday. And Galfontein and Clayville, they also conduct investigation to avoid withdrawals of cases, to link the suspect with cases. Immediate closure of finalized case docket to reduce column 8.6. The challenges or inhibiting factors and influx of documented or undocumented foreign nationals, poor environmental design, no street lights, house or shack numbering, and poor roads or no roads at all. High rate of unemployment, substance abuse, high drug market, a high number of liquor outlets, proliferation of firearms. The recommendations are as follows. Proper border management control to be implemented to manage the influx of foreign nationals. Department of Home Affairs and other stakeholders, e.g. Labor Assist Station, in conducting weekly operation aimed at Compliance and Immigration Act and Labor Act enforcement. Municipalities to address mushrooming of informal settlement and non-compliance to building construction requirement should also assist in updating geographical map of Ivory Park. More awareness campaign to be conducted, community to assist with giving more information to the police to address drugs and liquor outlets, licenses. Police informers network to be strengthened. This is the successes of the district channeler that we held on the 14th of June this year, Chairperson, were as follows. Undocumented person, there were 13. Dealing in Tanga, there were 3. Possession of drugs, there were 2. Shebins that were closed on that night, there were 3. Drunken driving, there were 26. J534 issued for the liquor, selling liquor without license. There were 3 to the value of 4,500. We also had another operation that was last week on a Saturday. It was a G20 operation. The successes were as follows. Undocumented, didn't have any dealing in drugs. We had 2 selling liquor without license. We had 4 drunken driving. We had 9 J534 that were issued. There were 4. I thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you. Siyabonga Mapolo. That's the report and the status of the work done by the police station. Like I've said, we're going to receive the next report from the acting HOD from the Department of Community Safety. And then we'll have an engagement after that. Acting HOD.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, Chairperson of the Portfolio Committee. Good morning, Premier, councillors that are here, and everybody this morning.
Acting HOD, they are giving me technical advice. I don't know if it works, but okay. They said you can come sit in front so that you can control the slides from this angle, and then you can also face the audience. The advice came late, but you can have.
You're picking on me because.
Yeah, you are the longest.
Should I control it for you? Thanks. Okay.
No, thanks, Chair. I think maybe I should just register my complaint for being picked on because of my height. Chair, we're bringing a report this morning emanating from the assessment that we have done on compliance in relation to DVA in the 66 randomly selected police stations between the months of April and September of 2025, together with findings that emanated from the recent assessments at Ivory Park and the interventions related to that. As a result, the purpose of the presentation really is to provide an overview with the DVA compliance, highlight the findings as indicated emanating from the assessments that we have done at Ivory Park and Mamelodi East police stations, and then indicate what the interventions on the part of the departments we are conducting, or rather we are implementing in the 2 police stations. We will not dwell much into the background, Chair. We all know why we are here, but the interventions that we have conducted, together with SAPS in the 2 stations, related to the DVA compliance oversight, which comprised of announced visits and monthly compliance forum, the household visits, court picketing, referrals to NGOs, and lastly, psychological support that was provided to the victims of GBVF. On this slide, Chair, we indicating the criminal cases investigated against members of SAPS, But we are indicating that out of the categories that are mentioned on this slide, there are no records that suggest that lieutenant colonels, brigadiers, and major generals are involved in incidents of domestic violence. What we found interesting to note was that only 2 commissioned officers, which are captains, were in actual fact perpetrators of domestic violence. Our analysis identified sergeants and constable ranks to be the most affected. We're indicating here the compliance scale that we are using, which varies from full compliance all the way to non-compliance. With regards to the corridors, Chair, we'll start with the Northern Corridor, the findings that emanated from the first semester assessment, that only 18 of the stations in Northern Corridor were assessed for DVA compliance. Just under 90% of these stations recorded significant compliance. Only 2, which are Khanyile and Soshanguve, reported partial compliance. If we move on to the Central Corridor, it comprises of 42 police stations and only 22 were visited during this period. What's important to note here is that all the 20 of the visited police stations recorded significant compliance in terms of the rating scale that we spoke about earlier, and only 2, which are Boysons and Deepkloof Police Station, recorded partial compliance. If we move on to the Eastern Corridor, it has got 39 police stations, and we assessed 20 of those. Out of the 20 that were visited, 55% of them recorded a significant compliance rating, while 40% recorded partial compliance, and only Rabi Ridge recorded insignificant compliance rating. We move on to the Western Corridor, Chair. This corridor has got a total of 14 police stations and only 8. The assessment out of the 8, 7, which is just under 90%, recorded a significant compliance rating, and only 8 formed part of the assessment. And out of the 8 that were assessed, coordinators training, we indicating here that coordinators from Kruger that had not received DVA training. Furthermore, we are stating that Wedela did not have a DV coordinator at the time that we visited them. Chair, with regards to the station commander's management of records for members who failed to comply, we assessed 8 police stations, or rather 8 assessed police stations do not keep records of the members who failed to comply with DVA. The affected police stations are listed there. It's Brakpan, Brooklyn, Khanyile, Didier, Lodiam, Loate, Tokoza, and Vonnerboomport. With regards to the inspection of the DVA-related registers, we are indicating there that police stations are expected to make use of these registers for DVA-related record keeping. Out of the 76 assessed police stations, 67 do not conduct first-level inspections. However, Khanyile, Diepsloot, Douglasdale, Edenvale, Etwatwa, Kagiso, Rabi Ridge, Vosloorus, and Wedela stations do not conduct first-level inspections. A total of 7 of these police stations were indicating that do not conduct second-level inspections. The frequency of these inspections, Chair, they are conducted on a weekly basis, which are first and second inspections, which are followed daily, or rather followed daily first-level inspections, which are conducted as indicated on a daily basis. The availability of the GBV desks, all 76 assessed police stations had established the GBVF desks, and these facilities continue to assist in tackling GBF-related matters at the police station level. In terms of the accessibility of the desks to people with disability, these desks are accessible to people with disability in all of the 72 police stations. However, The following 4 police stations do not have the desks that are accessible, which are Kwatema, Lodiam, Tembisa South, and Tokoza. On this slide, we are assessing availability of private interviewing space for DV victims, and we are indicating that all of the police stations do have a private interviewing space. The same goes with the availability of female members in all the shifts, that all 76, there are female members that are deployed to assist in this regard. In terms of the provision of psychosocial support, only 2 stations did not have access to social workers, which was Didier and Heidelberg Police Station from the Southern Corridor. Furthermore, all the 76 assessed police stations had access to shelters or places of safety and access to health facilities. The availability of the psychosocial support on a 24-hour basis, we noted that 12 police stations indicated that social workers were not available on a 24-hour basis, and we list all of the police stations that are affected on the slide. With regards to access to social language, the sign, I beg your pardon, the access to sign language, 36% of the assessed police stations, in 36% of these police stations, there were no language interpreters, and the affected police stations are listed there. The challenge here that we identify is that hearing impaired GBV victims are then denied access to quality service because of communication barriers. The availability of VFRs, we reflecting that this was a challenge in 5 police stations, and these are Didier, Heidelberg, Meyerton, Rosebank, and Tarleton. Chairperson, we're recommending that there should be measures put in place to ensure that the appointed DV coordinators in Krugersdorp and Sandringham police stations receive the necessary training, and it is our view that this must be done immediately. And also that we put measures in place to support police stations with respect to the provision of service to clients using sign language. This we also saying that it needs to be implemented immediately. The Joburg, Sidibeng, and Western districts must ensure that the VFRs are established in the police stations that are mentioned there, and this is also a task that we are recommending for immediate implementation, and that the provincial secretariat at corridor level should continue to ensure that they monitor substance compliance with regards to DVA. Chair, we move on to the findings emanating from the visits or assessment of DVA in Ivory Park. In relation to inspections and regulatory compliance, we indicate in there that CSC-related documents and registers were available and were in place. Relief commanders conducted inspections, and the station received copies of the POs, and these were correctly filed, and inspections in relation to the POs registers were conducted. Furthermore, with regards to domestic violence cases, the SABS B is properly completed, but it did not correspond with the DVA incident from SABS A. The total DVA incidents reported during the period under review is 147. Those that were withdrawn in court are 9. Closed as undetected, 45. Arrests that were made is 93. The total number of non-compliance, or rather there was no non-compliance reported in the previous 3 months during this period. And in relation to the question as to whether does the station have measures in place to deal with reoffending or non-compliance by members, the response was yes, members are subjected to DC processes. In terms of the implementation of DVA, interviewing space as indicated earlier on is available at Ivory Park. There's a designated VFR. 4 volunteers are present in the VFR. Station has got access to social workers, shelters and places of safety and health services. And the access to social workers is not on a 24-hour basis, and there's access to sign language services, and the GBV desk is in place and accessible to those living with disability. In terms of GBF interventions, they are listed there in terms of the numbers during the period under review. Total number of households, inclusive of the number of brigades that are available, are listed on the chair. I will not go through those. The Ivory Park Policing Precinct and Khanyile Temba interventions related to that. The type of interventions that were undertaken are psychosocial therapy, court education and support, home visit and referral to the nearest service provider, being the NGOs, and the program under which these interventions were undertaken were case tracking and psychosocial support. Chairperson, that's our report. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm hoping that the members of the public, they are noting all the issues that they want to make comments on or ask questions. Before I allow the PC to give the feedback, I'm not sure if the Premier wants to say any word. Okay, thank you. Chloe, over to you. You know, it makes it easier for us to recreate all the presentations and then really engage all of them at once, and it makes it easier for the meeting to run smoothly. So, ke tlo kopa hore members of the public ba note all their questions, all the comments that they would want to make towards these reports. I'm certain that you have seen the work that has been done by the police, the work that has been done by the community safety department, and this is an important subject, as I indicated when we started the meeting, that it's part of the gender-based violence and femicide fight. And as the portfolio committee wanted to assess how ready and what's the work that is done by the police. The General will give us the indication. Over to you.
Good morning, Premier, Honorable Premier. Good morning, Honorable Chair and Honorable members, HOD, senior officials from various departments, our councillors, community leaders, and community at large, including my colleagues. Good morning. This is the response from the 11 questions that were raised or concerns by the community. The first one was with regard to escalating incidences of burglary and house break-ins. Currently, this is just for October. Only 15 cases were reported for house break and theft for 2024-2025 as compared to 20 the previous financial year, same period, which indicate a reduction of 5, and currently, up to yesterday, only one suspect was arrested in that category. Number 2, there were allegations of police involvement in criminal activities. Ivory Park case number 140 of March 2025, corruption was reported, and the disciplinary register, that is internal disciplinary matter, was registered on the 27th of May. 5 members of Ivory Park were involved. They were arrested, charged, and the case is currently pending in court. Third one was corruption among certain police officials including acceptance of bribes from the offenders and non-compliant business owners. We have on the same case where corruption was reported and the same response. And number 4, there was slow police response to crime scenes when incidents are reported. The recent incident of house robbery where 2 officers visited a complainant who promised to come to the police station to give a statement so that disciplinary case could be opened against members. Complainant had commitments and as a result was postponed for this statement to be obtained. Up to date, the complainant didn't come forth. That's some of the challenges. People make allegations, and when we have to act, we can't act because here we deal with officials that are employed, there is labor relations, there's human rights, and we need statements under oath from the person who complained, so that when we deal with the conduct, whether criminally or disciplinary, a statement under oath covers the employer. And in this case, up to date, the complainant is not coming forth to assist us in ensuring that justice takes its course and the concerns are addressed. Number 5, failure by station to properly record reported cases and poorly compiled police statements resulting in unsuccessful prosecutions. All cases which are reported at the police station are correctly registered. And members are taken for statement taking course. What happens? Time to time, the data typist or those who capture can make a mistake on the system, but on 24-hour inspection of the system, when we do audit of all reported cases, it's immediately corrected and it's monitored for 24 hours. Every day, it's monitored by crime register at the provincial level. Reports of drugs being sold to learners in and around school premises. We did receive reports that drugs are sold to the learners. Information has been received in certain schools, especially at high schools. Information from time to time as the reports are made is being followed up, and in most cases where we succeed, where we go and the information is positive, we did arrest suspects. Deterioration of community trust and confidence in the police. There is a suggestion box placed at all community service centers where members of the community can raise those concerns. The suggestion box is opened on a daily basis and discussed at the daily station crime combating forum meetings. Stations do have community engagements on a weekly basis where their concerns are being addressed, and monthly sector meetings, including monthly CPF meetings, are held. And that's where also those issues are addressed. And beside the suggestion box, we have a national corruption line and complaint line, and the website, which the community can remain anonymous, and WhatsApp call. For example, 08600 10111, you can report any criminal activities. And 32211, it's a WhatsApp call where you can also report anonymously. So you'll get the ref number and follow up later on of the outcome of that complaint. Inadequate operational vehicles, total vehicles allocated to Ivory Park SAPS is 79. Currently, 15 vehicles are in the police garage for repairs. And out of this 79, it included 2 trailers, which means in practice, the vehicles that can be readily available for patrols are 77. And the amount of vehicles that are in the garage will not hinder any service delivery because it's over 85% availability of vehicles as allocated. And power outage, which is a challenge, is causing problems in terms of response to landlines, cell phones, as well as computers. As you know, we have a challenge in terms of not necessarily cost containment, but currently there is new cell phones that were purchased because the government doesn't have contract. It's on month to month, quarter to quarter service until the matter of contract is resolved, and it's resolved at national level for all subs or government departments. That's when this matter will be resolved. But currently, discussions are at an advanced stage, and we hope the matter will be resolved before the end of this financial year. And also the challenge there is poor signal and network, specifically in Ivory Park Policing Precinct. Some areas don't have right signal, which becomes a challenge for accessibility and communication. And as I alluded, the relief commander's cell phone is available for use at any given time, or we can also use the WhatsApp line to report those incidences that need police to attend. And before I step off, Chair, I would like to indicate that that issue which one of the members in the Victim Empowerment Center reported, I addressed it. They were given a double cab, a Toyota Hilux double cab for use immediately. Just before we left, they were given that vehicle. Therefore, that issue where they say they don't have a vehicle has been resolved. And on top of that, I would like to indicate that before the end of next week, Friday, there is a brand new vehicle that is waiting for branding, which is allocated for Ivory Park GBV office. It will also be provided to them by next week, the latest, to resolve that issue. And when it comes to landline, as the members reported, Chair, the member has what we call, all the members use PIN codes to phone. Those members are provided with PIN codes, and they can utilize any landline to call. The only thing which they don't want to do is to account, because after you make a call, there's a register which they must write and declare the private calls and the official calls, and they must pay for private calls. And that's what it came out that they don't want to do that. Hence, they were just complaining of cell phone, which is not supposed to be. The landline, which they have access to, it's sufficient. I thank you, Chair.
Thank you. I'm going to move now for the part where we are engaging all the reports that we have received. And also, one thing that is important is to somehow make suggestions on how we can resolve some of the problems, because most of the issues are issues that have been raised and they just need a process to follow them up. Maybe starting off with what the General would have reported. It's important to indicate that the context in which some of these issues were raised was that we are dealing with a very wide gap and a deepening deficit, trust deficit between the community and the police, between the community leaders and the police. Hence, it's an important thing that would have to take forward, General, is that we might need to have an imbizo organized by the SAPS, you know, the ones that we talk about, but we also require that the imbizo should be able to be manned, or be the people who are supposed to be present in the imbizo should be yourselves as the provincial commissioner, and maybe the national commissioner, and the acting minister, and our premier as the MEC of community safety in the province. That's one of the issues that we need to do. Maybe the other one is to maybe have a desk where all cases that have been unresolved or which are alleged to be not have had follow-ups or fallen into cracks, that we have that list. Maybe that's the list that the councillors must coordinate with us so that we're able to follow up some of these cases to their finality. The last part, PC, which the community leaders were very adamant about, was the issue of rotation of officers. You'd know that we have had previous discussions about rotation of station commanders, and we have seen changes and progress in some of the stations where rotation was effected. I think the one that we normally make example of is the one in Chugu Lane. I think there's Red Hat. It's one of the stations where we've seen some positivity in terms of rotation. But let me allow members to make comments, and then we'll come to the public as they are here. Members? Or are you covered? Okay, Member Mulder, Member Events, Member Maloka.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. We received a large amount of information today, and there's lots of questions, but I'd also like to afford other members opportunity to ask their questions. So I will stick to the following. It is quite clear that Ivory Park is a complex situation, that we come from a situation where there were very bad police trust. We're sitting with unemployment figures, we're sitting with municipal service delivery issues. There's a large number of factors that needs to be considered. What influence the people of Ivory Park, and why is the crime rate so high? And in saying that is, I think interactive policing, visible policing, is very important. And I want to start by saying that crime intelligence is a very important part of crime prevention. And if it's in any way possible to establish a very effective crime intelligence system, cooperation between the community and SAPS and visible policing, I'm sure that will make a huge difference, apart from what we've already heard. Thank you, Honourable Chair.
Member Evans.
Thank you, Chair. Firstly, I noticed when we came in, there's an informal settlement. All I'm going to say is, wow. My question regarding that is, how often does SEPS actually go into that formal settlement? How many crime-related issues comes from there? And how many undocumented foreigners were arrested from the informal settlement? Then, to the Premier, I want to ask, what commitment can our Premier make to ensure that Ivory Park Police Precinct receives adequate provincial support to reduce crime and to improve safety outcomes for residents? And also, to the Premier as well, are there any plans or budget allocation for the refurbishment and upgrade and expansion of Ivory Park Police Station? You know, to work in a clean environment always delivers the best that workers can provide. And the station doesn't look too good. I thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Chair. Firstly, let me start by saying we don't acknowledge the 70% compliance. We don't acknowledge it. We need 100%. We cannot sit here and say, at least ibazama. No, ha re batle batho ba zamang. People are hired here and they are getting paid to do their job. So we really need 100%. We don't compromise. And then I would like to appreciate that female officers are deployed co GBV. We appreciate that. However, it must be complemented by systemic compliance and consistent oversight, because we know re ha dilo di tsamaya neng batho ba ya itebala, and we don't want that. GBV ke party e nngwe e very crucial, so we must be very vigilant when it comes to GBV. I hear Brigadier has stated the recommendation in Zai hore ba hloka community ba thuso reporter, batho ba rekisang di-drugs, batho ba sa complying ba di-business. Batho ba rona ba tlo kgona jwang ho tla ho wena ba o tshepe empa maponesa hao a le alleged hore ke bona ba nkang di-bribe from those ones. I think ho no tshwantse be ho ngotswe hore re kopa community re thuso ho reporta maponesa a etsang bobodu. No tshwantse be ho ngotswe ntho. So batho ba rona ha ba feel safe, ba tshaba le ho ya di-police station hobane ba tseba hore hona le ba ka hodimo ba kgonang ho etsa dintho di etsahale. Ba tshaba, ha so ga ba batle, ba tshaba. So ha re qaleng pele re lokiseng sepolesa sa ba rona, then he re tsebe hore re tla kgona ho bua le community hore community re thuseng. Ki ile ka makala ha ke bona dikoloi di le ngata mo presentation hore how police station e na le koloi tse ngata mara ha o wa checka response ya bona is too slow. And then acting commissioner a ka nnete ho seng o ila sheba dikoloi di teng ka jareteng di pantshitse mataere tsa government e na le budget. Ha re amoheli eo re le baahi, ha re amoheli enono, re kopa dikoloi di lokiswe, re kopa response e tla ka speed. That's one of the reasons why re tshaba le ho reporta di-crime hobane maponesa ha no tla ka speed. Tsotsi be ntshware hobane ke mo reportile. So re tlo kopa ka nnete dikoloi tseo ha di lokiswe, re batla ho bona 9 minutes ngata hampe ha ke reportile case in 5 minutes time maponesa ba le teng dikoloi tsa station tse di ngata haholo. Thank you very much, Chair.
Ke lebohe modulasetulo. Mhlambe phambi kwangiqhubeke babungcobo, I just want to confirm if the number of the crime prevention wardens were over 600. Is that the case? Because from your report that you gave us, I saw a huge number. I was wondering, 600 and something. Is that the case? I just need confirmation before I make my input. Huh?
Thank you, Chairperson. Thanks for the question. When wardens report on duty, if 20 is reported today and another 20 is reported tomorrow, in our counting, we count that as 40. If on the other day, same week, another 20 reported, so it will be 60. That is how we are counting.
I go to angizwisisi baba. Ngicela Good report, kubhalwe 634. Is it a mistake?
It's not a mistake, sir. To answer you, it's not a mistake. That is how we are counting.
So it's not abantu abayi 634?
No. It's,
Oh.
yes.
Endleleni counta ngayo akuyona. No, ngiyabonga baba, ngiyabonga.
Thank you.
Ngiyabonga.
Okay. Let's give member Kunene opportunity.
No, Premier, because I was really worried that we gave through your government, you gave this police station such a huge support of 600. I was wondering, how did this happen? Because my next question was that, how are they going to make up? Noting that the Premier did take a very correct decision to support crime fighting efforts with the establishment of crime prevention wardens. Sebhlungu njengoba kuyothatha isikhathi ukuthi baqeqeshwe kabusha ukuze baqhubeke basupport amaphoyisa. So I suspect probably there are about 60 or so. It's still a huge number, Premier. So ngiyathemba ukuthi the Premier and SAPS niyothola indlela yokuthi ngiqhubeke sisebenze ngalendlela ebenisebenza ngayo mongameli, because this gap is going to be felt immediately. But I hope that SAPS and the community safety will have a plan to make sure that this festive season, that gap does not affect crime fighting efforts. And we really appreciate the work that was done by these men in green. And Siyabonga Prima with that effort. And we hope that speedily, because we're on a plan, so that tungabi ne gap. Siyabonga.
Thank you. Yeah, this is the part where I normally have to stand up because I must be able to allocate time for the members of the public to make their views and make their comments and questions. And we're also going to ask for your indulgence that we are going to have a time limit in terms of each person so that we give more people opportunity to have their word. So we'll start this side, and then all of them must come maybe in front so that it makes it easier for us to manage the speaking list, and then we'll finish this side. Can I see hands of people who want to make their comments? And please don't forget the number that I give you. When I point you, come forward so that we make it easier. Councillor, you'll be the first. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. Number 7. Number 8. Number 9. Okay. So it's 9 people. Bazozala. And then Asize Ngapha. Number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. Emuva, number 5. The cap red. Number 6. Number 7. Number 8. Number 9. Number 10 at the last. So these are the people who are going to make their points heard. The limit is 3 minutes each person. You don't have to use the whole 3 minutes. And if your point, can we listen to each other? Mpagati, koparema melenaing. Because it makes it easy for the meeting to be effective and for it to be productive. So can we make sure that we listen to each other? If the point that you want to make has been raised, please don't repeat the point so that we make it easy for other people to make their points. And when you speak, please identify yourself who you are so that the people who are responding could be able to then take it forward. Let's start this side.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. My name is Teboho Marumo, the Ivory Park Ward 133 Councillor. I wish to start by greeting the Honorable Chair of the committee and the entire committee, the Premier, my beloved Premier, appreciating you for giving us a mapanyaza. You did not only fight crime, but you created jobs. And we are saying don't be discouraged. Continue soldiering on. We put our trust on you. Create more jobs, because the more we have jobs, the more we resolve crimes. Let me start by saying, Chair, the Ivory Park police station cannot carry all of us. The ratio against the population and subs is not tallying. We are servicing Tutuza, Tembisa, and the entire Ivory Park. There's a need for an additional police station in Ivory Park. I thought I must make that comment. Secondly, guns are going off every night in Ivory Park. People are raped in Ivory Park. People are murdered like cats and animals in Ivory Park. We request through Community Safety Chair for a multidisciplinary approach. Rekopa Home Affairs, SAPS, JMPD, EMPD, Community Safety, Private Security, and some of the leaders approaching issue of the drugs and guns in Ivory Park. Not next year or when, before December. Regenerate Timung and remove the guns. I think we must also review, Chair, through you, the approvals of these scrapyards. There are two ways. We approve scrapyards that are in the residential areas. Ke scrapyard but Otola TV elimfre. To get scrapped in scrapyards, but I'm just saying, the subs, let's review how we approve scrapyards. We stay, because we also think that residents are public meetings, and they gave me a mandate. Ubona mavenu amapoisa akijimang 120 only to go to shop by shop, not resolving crime. Solve any crime. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Akulumedi se Chairperson Masuku, Haloko Batla, go totes. Premier Mukoni Kidialoen. Station Commissioner, thank you very much. Kitawala speedy, Kimopedi, Squasia in Kimela, Garagaskolo, Nekidisari homely diput. Na Mukoni. Mukoni. Rena lema podisa arena. Amoka arena, station 6 arena. Bakrele meroko because rena mohayem. Renali di patrola. Arsana CPF. Ribita oriki police patrola in the broader forum. Ila kira broader forum inalema podisa lidi patrola without community. That is not a broader forum. Babolela ingara meeting. To hopete constitution mukoni kurumile ki mpagati community. Bantimile constitution chairperson ya CPF. Rnala bothata mo. Barabolela mapodisa re arata Swazini kwa. Ba tunya ba bolai because arena CPF. Station stroke intelligence. Motorito report angu here nakar bakibar mapodisa kam kara tsipi. Rere mukoni botata kibo 1 2 3 4 5. Station asina intelligence na. Emukie since kinna 22 years Ke created community policing forum. I was the first chairperson at Ivory Park. Ke nna ke butse that police station. Le ka jeni di koloi tse sa le ka di nyaka ka di kira. Di sa le ona ke tsela mola. Adina di tire di a kharametswa. Na CPF e ring sa report. Tsena ka ra station mo kone ke nyaka go tsaya ke tsamalo yana mokone. Silingi ina le metsi ya dutla. Di trara tsa maphodisa ba di ofaka di China ka di ketana. Ya ko mina se ka kwa. Ke mathata. Kole ya sepodisa e tlhatswe car wash. Ina le mo tlhatswang ona special. Ke kole tsa rena tsela mokone. Re khopela re di kole di bona mo station mola. Re khopela fela o be le mapodisa a be hona a tlo khona tsa mapodisa le mola. Either le batle satellite police station Kalfantin Ebony Park. Ivory Park a grower every month. Every month Ivory Park batho ba tla mola ba tlo dula mo. Mukoni re thusheng ka mizabalazo. Mukoni ke khopela busarna motho wa re ke bylaws ke mang.
How conclude?
Ba masipala ba bola ka bylaws. Who is the bylaws mukoni? Bathikwana ba rekisa maphodisa a shwela ka ra di cabbage le mazambane bona maphodisa rena mokodi ba bola tu. Ntate Ngobo, when I was a chairperson of CPF, fortnight every month council I bitsa meeting mola re ya mola all departments out dia mola do gather information mola mo meeting. But since re dula fase ba wena le ba bang a seng go be le meeting wa CPF general meeting mo Ivory Park na molato ke eng.
Okay, how conclude pa?
Re ka meeting wa CPF
3 minutes ya hawe ya fela pa.
re tlo bolela dilo tsa rena ka mohari
Kopa o fitise
mokoni from today. Aona CPF te di ngona ke di patrola di sector di ona mara aona di member tsa community nka se be le polisa ka ba chairperson ya community a e bereke yalo aba tsibi CPF mokoni re nyako thusa CPF rena re nyako buya ke ha ke black ya rena ye.
Kopa o fe motho mong microphone pa.
A re thabisile mokoni ke black ya rena ye. Re tla ka maoto ra ikemela ka maoto.
Papa kopa o fitise microphone. Kopa fitise microphone pa. Re dumelane ka 3 minutes purpose.
Mukoni, we are sick and tired ka crime le ngona Ivory Park. Na ya mathomo ke ye a le mpotse nna.
Awa papa we are
no sina di bomb gate mo haimo.
Papa you are not being fair. You are not being fair. You are not being fair. No. No, re dumelane ka 3 minutes pa. If batho ba bangwe chance. If batho ba bangwe chance. Thank you.
Afternoon. Ndibulisa upremier wethu, i-chairboards, community, ward councillors. I'm from Ward 133.
And your name?
Ngicela ukungazitsho igama. Ngiyabonga.
Okay.
Station Commander Mr. Ngobo. Kudala, it's been 3 years ngihlala eGoniwe. I've never seen you. Lezi zinto ozikhulumayo uthi you engage, uyaya kuma meeting with the community and so on. We've never seen them. Mr. Kekana, you claimed that there are 76 vans in Ivory Park. 15 zise garage. Premier monga phakama la uye Ivory Park, you will only get 9 vans. You will wait uyofaka case kuthiwa ulindi van. That is still attending another case. Mawuthina ngama van ayangena yaphuma, the police, your members Mr. Ngobo, will stand bakubheke ebusweni athi I'm not assassin for Khanyile, which is umuntu omoshile ukuphi that time nizolinda 2 to 3 hours at police station waiting for a van. Gone. We are tired Mr. Ngobo. Ngamapolisa wakho, even the CIDs abangena eGoniwe each and every day bekoleka omkoma, sinento esibiza bomkoma le. But when you call for a police van to come and assist us, None is available because they are busy driving about 120 in our locations. Bengena la only the bribes and everything. You are saying, Mr. Ngobo, each and every Wednesday, ubamba ipatrol la whereby you trying ukubamba abantu that are not legally here. That is a pure lie. Sizoyibona leyo patrol yakho because it's the weekend of 25, siyibonile, it's the weekend of 30th, it's the weekend here is 7, whereby you know that these people all have gotten paid. Your station only works with bribes. I can proudly say it again and again. Sikhathele yini. People are dying in Ivory each and every day. Sibanjwa inkunzi nikhona. When we call, you will have a right to tell me, Ntoba, I must walk myself to the police station, go 2 a.m. ndingumfazi.
Dumelang batswadi. Re Masuku. Re Leswif. Ka ho latelana ha lona. Ke kopa re se ka bua lebitse ne a o la ke dingwalisitse. Ka re ke a tseba police station ele operate jwang. O mongwe di detectives tsa ha o ntate. Re ha re mo confront re bua le yena. A jwetsa my colleague re ngabe ngazi uthi uhlala kuphi. Bengizofika ngokushayela ngabe indaba ya lutho. Re kopile re o tle go Khanyile section. Awa ka watla rometse bontate Sekgobela wa tsa halqeta ba tswa go Khanyile ha ba fihla police station ne re le babedi ba tshwane re le topic of the day hore ba re ba tla re ke re tse phoso e one ba batla re bontsha rona re bomang e le maponisa hao because ba sa batle nnete mo premier wa ka ke kopa ho botsa re ka thi maponisa le ba bela nna go kana kana mo plekeng e one ka re maponisa rona ke ba ke dikgoki ke ba khotsi ba ditsotsi Mapodisa a rona ke bagotsi ba ditsotsi ka jeko. Ke ka mo re tshabalo ya police station ro bula case. Ha o ba founela, ha ba qeta ba ile mo jwetsa re ha ihlala lapha le apara. Le phone ihlala lapha itwe no tshengisa matrax itwe no phetipa. Kutle me bua taba ya abotsa taba ya budget mo re budget. How about la ge barracks? Le ka le ba rotate maponisa. Nkele nke maponisa mo Khanyile wala la hlala go KZN. Le tlisa batho ba different. Re bona re ka se be di change mona. Rakopa hlentat. Unkile bana wa ba fa mosebetsi. Maponisa a borona ba nkile bana ba borona ba wena ba file mosebetsi. Ba palamisa ka ba morao di vene. Ba matha le bona ba ile koleka le bona. Ba roma bona re hambe yo koleka. Ha sa ke kene mona ile koleka. Later ona ba rona le patrol a tlhokomela re ba mshapa tlho bona. Mo pela gate ya o ntate Ngobo, mo pela gate ya o mole. Botsotsi bo etsa la mole. Undocumented foreigners ba patala di tšhelete mole ya kena venela e shitse fitlheme mo le jike ka mo hara police station a gona di camera ka ntimola go no bona re etsalang ka ntle a go re thusa ntate Ngobo tse ka ntate wa rona tshepa rona re beile mo wena hore mo wena mo pelunya ga o robetse ga ba o jwetsa re police station ya o ke number 3 in the country o feel jwang ha o robetse o robala boroko bo enough. Ntate a ko yetse tshentse tsela ya o sebetsa ntate. A ko tshentse tsela ya o sebetsa. Ke a leboha batswadi.
Dumelang. Ikama Peter Ndlovu from Mzansi Activist Forum. Let me start by greeting the chair and the premier and all protocol observed. Honorable Premier, let me start by making this request. Since 2017, Ivory Park is a dark city. The street lights are not working since 2017. I know Kimerokwa City of Johannesburg. Kodwa, the City of Joburg ihlulekile. Can the province intervene? Honorable Premier, you go avela ku TV talking about a certain squatter camp called Marry Me. The real Marry Me is in Ivory Park. The real Marry Me is in Ivory Park. And our police officials, they have seen an opportunity to make money. Every time they collect money from foreign nationals. Honorable Premier, there's an area called Swazi Inn. If you go to Swazi Inn, 100%, I'm quite sure about what I'm talking about. informal business owners, they are foreign nationals, 100%. You will not see even a South African Alexa Diplomat. Honorable Premier, as Mzansi Activist Forum, we once had a march to Ivory Park Police Station. The management, they know. We had some requests. And we thank you, they've responded to the request, to the memorandum, but they failed to implement it. One of the requests that we have submitted, we said we are requesting for the provincial commissioner to intervene. I think the community has lost confidence to the management of Ivory Park Police Station. We need a serious intervention. We also requested, I think we need an extra police station to deal with the issue of crime. Honorable Premier, one of the things that crime is high is because of lack of government facilities. And when I'm saying lack of government facilities, there are facilities like this hall. As the community don't have an access. Only government officials who have an access of these government facilities. I'm talking as a leader of the NPO in Ivory Park. We struggle to use these facilities. And we thank churches, because at some stage, churches, they come to report and say, come and utilize our facilities. Comrade Premier, there's an Ivory Park Stadium. And I'm just saying Ivory Park Stadium. In reality, it's not a stadium, it's a squatter camp or a scrapyard. It's almost since 2010 or 2009, it's like this.
Lastly.
And we expect young people to play. So we are appealing for your intervention. There is a crisis in Ivory Park. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sanbonan, Mr. Masugu, Mr. Panyaza, my name is Cynthia from Extension 23 in Kalfantein. I also work in the PCO of Midrand. Abahlali bayakhala Premier. One isikhalo sokuqala bengicela Mr. Ngcobo. Ngcobo. Cela ukuthi nize nizomonitora eKalfantein Extension 23 sine high school lapha and ama matric ayabhala ama tavern akhala obusuku nemini. Please abantwana bacela ukufunda sinengane kumele ziphase ezokwazi ukuphatha ikusasa lethu. That's number 1. Number 2, I'm so disappointed nge police station yakho Baba Ngcobo. I went there ngeyifone ngiyovula icase ngithathwe ifone for sure ngifike lapha ngabo 4 ntathakusi ngivula icase mangizovula Ngiyabonga basabuhlazo. Okay. Ngiye lapha ya ngiyovula icase baba. Mina ngokwami ngifike ngo4 ngaphuma ngo8. Ngibuza umbuzo oyi1 from ngo4 until ngo8. Ngavula icase ngapha past 8 ngaphuma ngaSunday. Mangibuya Monday, Tuesday bangitshela ukuthi icase ayina evidence. Officially ngibanikeza yonke evidence. Ngabanikeza negama lomuntu ongithathela ifone. Mara bathi abana evidence. Yinzona lezo. Nisebenza ukwenza lapha police station. Mangabe ngiyohlala 5 hours or more. Bese nizobuya kimi na evidence. Nginiyenza umsebenzi wenu nginikeza evidence ukuthi nangu usibani bani ngithathela ifone ngitshotha na evidence invalid case lento leniyenza ngicela niyeke uright ubaba lamakathi chintshana amaphoyisa royithathana amaphoyisa cause sebajwayela indawo ngiyabonga.
Sanibonani ngithanda ukubulisa uchairperson wethu ubaba Masuku ngibuyisa upremier wethu ubaba Panyaza icommunity yonke nawo councillor bethu bonke abakhona. Na ngithanda ukuzibiza anonymous namhlanje. Na iproblem yethu esinayo ngepolice station yethu ngihlale ward 77. Hayi to be honest awasebenzeli. Amapolisa eIvory police station awasisebenzeli. Indawo ayenzayo nje babe sekuthiwa ukuthi ahamba apha ezibaza. To that extent i-community iyangenelwa each and every day abantu bayabulalwa. Abantu bade bathatha isigqibo soba ngoba amapolisa wekho akho emini kuphela ebusuku awekho bajoyina i-security baqashe mawungaya bamasuko no premier apha ungena apha eIvory uzawubona bhodi umzi nomzi unebhodi ethi uGagani because amapolisa awekho awasisebenzeli uphinde ke ngoku wena so abanye bajoyinile uGagane abanye abajoyinanga wena ungenamali yokubhatala because siyambhatala la Gagane 250 every month wena ungenayo mali yokubhatala uGagane useriskini kubhlungu bantu bakithi into eyenzeka eIvory namapolisa aseIvory asinawo nyani ngathi ngakhutshwa wonke kufakwa amanye
molweni nzaba mfishane tata uNcobo asinayo ipolice station le phethwe nguwe ayikho amapolisa akhona wase Ivory Park ajika azisigebengu ibhlungu into yenzeka pha ajika azisigebengu ufika endlini kunengxaki ebusuku awungeke eza amapolisa utshonela umuntu endlini amapolisa awekho babhizi kakhulu ngabantu bathi kunabantu comrade ngapha uthe kunabantu bangaphandle abasolve ingxaki yabo bayisolva kuphi ngoba bathanda nje abantu bangaphandle badla ngabo mos that's why singazibiza amagama ngoba badla ngabo anithembakalanga asikho safety mos thina eIvory Park into icacile isebuhleni kodwa ipolisa laze liyeke libheke le ndawo iya kuyo uthi bathi apha bathi intoni operation Tontoni Khanyile asiyazi kodwa operation Khanyile asiyazi kwezinye indawo kuno plan B kwamanje for uDecember kodwa apha akukho no A khenibiza umphakathi nithi uplan B uthini ningazenzeli nini yonke le nathi ibikhulu ithethwa apha akukho umphakathi okhomenta khona yena unodwa la nto ngendlela eniyenza ngayo before singemi asimi apha ngo sesiyayazi ba ngokwenzeka 1 2 3 kodwa nina nizosimisa apha ngento eniyaziyo nina engekhoyo lento niyithetha apha yonke niyenzi ayikho futhi ngaphezulu
Dumelang. Wa bolelang mo ke Thabo Msetla ke mchitshwa ka surname. Okay, nna ke tlo ba short. Truly speaking, police station eating I never be reiki. I get police station ke mo ago. A rena ba bereki. Mara na I don't want to be too much good time but then Mr. Skobela, to be honest wa bereka. Ska re ka ofela ba bereki. Ska ra burisha lutse ka ofela. Skobela nna each and every time ke mnyaka ke am kry. So what I'm trying to say ke taba re ka kra bo Skobela ba times batho ba bereka nkwali. Ivory Park itoba sekeng. Number 2, General Commander, na go tsebe. Ke belelwa mo ke holela mo ke etsa ntse ka ofela a go tsebe. Na go nna 0 go nna because I'm a leadership mo community ke phela ke eta kwa le ko nyaka a go kry ko officing. Ke tsena ke solve di problems tsa community ke be ko tengeng ba nyake ka dithunya ba fana re itwanele ka matso a ro kry. And then ke khopela o lokisha maotwana a di vene a kry nkare ke problem. Nna ke khopela kisha company ya ka lokisha maotwana a di vene tsa lena maphodisa re tlo gona o short ka property. Ya mafello Mr. Premier, thank you very much. Ke appreciate visit ya mo rona azanga wa tla ka di election. Au hypocrite, you are a man indeed, and then we want batho ba tshwanang le wena mo South Africa. Oka oketsa bale ba tse di green a ke nyaka ba bitsa ka seneme ya hao bale ba tse di green ba bereke mara se se ne ke gopela re o pass message ko bona se tse ba nyaka o kena ke style sa tshotso o ba gale tshotso ba ska irata and then ya maqino premier ke taba ya gore
Sali wabali operation now check at this Pfizer shop what's a corporate and go fail. Azangara can report back. Up until today. Banavar never start talk of like it was a makula. And the mola luring basarbola yama polisa aba support a guy ucha jojo. Ababa nchiwa bakuba. So nake hopela ore li speed up eta ya di spies at lunja corporate. And then we to tell luring adi sharp. Ka file di tsamai. We can do our own our shops rena rekise lotsetsa manete. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Ya bolela mo ke Matthews Moropa. In fact, Premier, let me start by saying, or no, first point, line of march. I've just heard your statement to say you are disbanding Amapanya Panya. And Premier, we think that was a wrong move. You should have said something that it was going to accommodate and give the courtesy in crime. Premier, let's take an example in Ivory Park and Tembisa. I will just include Ivory and Tembisa as one thing. If you can see these people in Ivory Park and Tembisa, they are policing themselves. Why I'm saying this, there are so lot of the bomb gate around Ivory Park and Tembisa. So it shows, Premier, there is a lot of work to do. For you to disband Amapanya Panya, you were supposed to do something, just give the support of these people of Ivory Park and Tembisa, in line with the boom gate and whatsoever. So, Premier, I think you are the most official person. You do a research on daily basis. And I will give example, and I believe or know some of the individuals here, panel travel, but just to do the research. When you go to China, how you go to China, each and every street, there is what we call a analysis team, a checker, the crime and everything. And I want to applaud you to that because you have started with those armor cameras. But we need more. We need CCTV cameras go shaping. People, they are doing crimes. When they immediately start to get drunkard, they are thinking to do crimes. Why I'm saying this, the other point is that on the issue of foreigners and all stuff, we don't hate those people. But we are saying, let's get our things in order. Let's enforce our laws. Those people, they need to be documented. I will give example. When you walk around, there is a street in Ivory Park, Freedom Drive. Check, Mr. Premier, when you leave these premises. The paving here, it gets stolen. And when you check, you can't even know who is who. Because some other people, they are not documented. But if it's myself going to commit that particular crime, I'm going to get arrested. Why? Simply because I'm documented. I've got a South African document.
Thank you.
So we are saying, Premier, with due your respect, these programs, keep on doing them. Keep on doing the seminars just to educate our people and put the safety measures in place.
Thank you.
The people, they are complaining about
Thank
the
you.
policy to say they are collecting the taxes.
Thank you.
Maybe you start the you need to start the program that needs to pay this police.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sanmanan Bazalbam. My name is Predominance Wisanis Laule. I'm the secretary of CPF Ivory Park. I'm the CPF. Ngamehlo nezindlebe zomphakathi esiphoyiseni. Ngabe banayo ibelieve ukuthi amaphoyisa awasebenzi until ngaye police station ngayo volunteer ukuthi ngichallenge amaphoyisa ukuthi ayasebenza. We do have a community engagement. Ukhansela ushilo ukuthi we had one 2 weeks back. Community ayiphumi. Izomamela amaphoyisa ukuthi athini. Bengisa triple garage. Benigupi. You don't come. Uneasy. When you say
Sorry, no. Okay, sizoyivala meeting ngoba nifuna ibe khona. Sizoyivala meeting ngoba nifuna ibe khona. Give other people an opportunity to speak. We fought for ukuthi abantu bakhona ukuzi-expressa freely. Then asiyivaleni meeting, my comrades. Asiyivaleni meeting mphakathi. Asiyivaleni meeting. If asifuna ukumamelana asiyivaleni. Okay, asiyivaleni so that asiyivaleni. Then asenze sure ukuthi sonke samamelana. Asimamelaneni sonke. Give everybody an opportunity to speak. Then if anifuna ukukumamela asiyivaleni meeting. If anifuna ukumamela asiyivaleni meeting. Simamele wonke umuntu. So asinikeni everybody opportunity yokukhuluma. Sinike everybody opportunity yokukhuluma. Akekho noyiwani esenze kanje kuye. Akusho ukuthi umuntu makakhuluma into ongafuni ukuyizwa, kumele ungamameli. If awufuna ukumamela umuntu okhulumayo, sishiye kancane uzobuya makaqedile. But mazo disrupta umhlangano wethu ole kuhamba muhle kanje. Umhlangano wethu uhamba kuhle and isileke sihamba kahle every time. So don't disrupt meeting ngoba umuntu anifuna ukuthi asho into afuna ukuyisho. Simamele wonke umuntu la. Ubaba uNgcobo azange athi abantu bangakhulumi. Beleke ni attack ubaba uNgcobo la. Azange disrupt anyone. So mongafuna ukumamela usisi, ngicela uphumele ngaphandle uzobuya makaqedile. If anivumelani ngaloko, umhlangano sizowuvala, nizasibiza futhi mase ni ready ukumamela. But everybody uzokhuluma. Bonke labantu balinde ukukhuluma. But mangafuna ukumamela, asishoni ukuthi asingeke simamelane, siphumeni ngaphandle sambeni semakhaya. Asifuna ukusolve anything angithi thina. Asimamelani, asifuna ukusolve anything. Ubaba uNgcobo akadisruptanga umuntu la. Mabakhuluma bamatheka, beleke mama nonke nimathekile. Not even a single one. Not even a single one athe lento le. No, Thabo, I gave you a chance to speak. You spoke for 4 minutes. 4 minutes, 20 seconds. You spoke for 4 minutes, 20 seconds. Nobody disrupted you. No, but we gave you 4 minutes. 4 minutes. 4 minutes to speak. 4 minutes to speak. Can we allow her to finish her point? Can we allow her to finish her point?
Thank you, Chairperson. Ngisabuya futhi mphakathi. Sine-terminate profile. Lani register khona abaqashi benu khona. Ama-criminals ahlala emajardini wenu. Those foreigners bahlala emajardini wenu. Labantu ekumele nibafake kwi-terminate profile, niba-register nibazi. When we come there, nisitshela ukuthi thina ama-CPF asiholi. You attack us. Nithi ngeke niphume nabo la. And amaphoyisa ama-information kumele bezwe kithi. But if nina nizositshela ukuthi asiholi angeke singene, nina nifuna i-station commander sisuke sizoza ukuthi sizosearcha i-criminal, niyenza izinto zibe difficult bazali bami. CPF sivumeleni singeneni, asihamba thina sihamba namaphoyisa, sihamba nama-sector manager. I was at Duduza, kune community engagement, even yashaywa, yaphula yini i-community. I-568 i-number plate yakhipha yini i-community yaseduduza. Sisanqela mphakathi, masibiza i-broader forum councillors, please attend. Babu Koko, ngise group ine-1 nawe la wafakwa message ukuthi kune broader forum. You didn't attend. Thank you, ngithanda ukubonga.
Before maybe 1 minute. Premier ucela ukuphendula some of the issues ngoba uzocela ukushiya. Unomhlangano ophuthumayo owe G20. Angithi niyazi ukuthi iGauteng ihosta iG20 in the next month. So Tuesdays, a meeting are standing where the Premier is supposed to address and see ukuthi are we ready. So ucela ukuphendula the part le enye bese amanye ama officials akhona HOD no PC bazaqhubeka ngoku address some of the matters.
Thank you so much, Chair and members. Let me thank you for your understanding and appreciation. Sanibonani bahlali base-Ivory Park. Ngiyabonga kakhulu ukuba nani kusekhaya la. Inkinga zenu zingizwisa ubuhlungu kakhulu because mangasebenzeli ekhaya ngiyosebenzela kuphi. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the issues that we've raised. The acting provincial commissioner is here, is going to respond to the police station specific issues, and then we will find a way ukuthi sisebenzisane naye. But at Ivory Park, there are 4 issues that we need to solve here in Ivory Park quickly if we need to fight crime in this area. As I explained that I come from this area, Chair, the 4 main big problem in this area is the easily available of firearms and guns in the hands of wrong people. If we can attend to that problem, acting PC, all the issues that we are raising here will be meaningless. And if we can't have a specialized unit to specifically be deployed around this area to deal with these issues, to expect the current policeman in a local police station in Ivory Park to do this work, it's a wrong expectation, I can tell you. We just need to agree what kind of additional support we need to provide in this area. And in doing so, you can't do a roadblock once in 9 months and think that you can resolve the problems here. We need a sustained police presence and police that has capability to confront criminals head on. The second area of serious problem here, and we all need to admit to this problem, Chair, honestly speaking, undocumented foreign citizens have destroyed our area. And if we can't have, and not all of them, there are those that deliberately commit crimes because they know we don't have their fingerprints, we don't know their face, we don't know anything. So that as well, if you think that this small police station here can handle this matter, it will never happen. I think they've given an example of Swaziland. I mean, the nearest ocean, Chair, from where we are is Durban. It's 600 kilometers away from where we are. But you can find the fish pilayo la Swaziland. Uzbuze ukuthi ifike kanjani la and and I don't want to go to many other goods that are sold la Swaziland. The third area, Chair, that is a serious problem in this community. It's something that is destroying our children. It's called drugs or nyaupe. If, as well, acting PC, if we are going to expect this police station here in Ivory Park to deal with this matter, our expectations are too high. We need a dedicated team deployed here to assist to deal with this matter. And it goes beyond even the drugs themselves. And this one I know community is going to fight with me, but it's a reality. We have more taverns than churches, and it can't be correct. It can't be correct. And those that have licenses, we don't have any problem. But they must adhere to the license requirements. If a license says you must stop trading at 10 o'clock, you must stop trading at 10 o'clock so that our children can sleep peacefully and study peacefully in our community. So that's another area that we need to work on and attend to it. And the last aspect, which I think members of the community have raised it. I hate generalization, and I'm not going to join in that bandwagon that all policemen are corrupt. But the issue of corruption within our law enforcement agencies need an agent review. It's something that we must not take it lightly, and it's something that we need to attend to it. If community members say, members of our force go and collect bribes from foreign citizens and sponsor shop, it's a serious allegation, acting PC. And members of society as well, I'll also plead with you, let's not be general. Tell us who is doing that. So that, so that we don't hide on general statements that will make it difficult for police to deal with this aspect and attend to it as speedily as possible. So those are the 4 issues, Chair, that I will urge the law enforcement agencies. But the issues that have been sent directly to me, Ntate Morupa said, I've disbanded AMA wardens. I want to put it clear here. We have not disbanded them. That is why they're still here. Now we want. We have not disbanded them. We've been struggling with the Minister of Police. We've been struggling with the Minister of Justice to allow us to give them the necessary powers to do policing in our communities. So now we've taken a decision to absorb them within the Department of Community Safety so that they can be provincial traffic police and assist us in fighting crime from that angle. So we're not disbanding them. But for them to be provincial traffic police, they need to go to training. And that training can take place between 18 months and 36 months. So you will see them by February next year. They will have a new uniform. They will look very fit. They will be agile. It's our training. So we are not disbanding them. We are repurposing them, and we'll be in a position to get them back at the right time, at the right moment. I want to leave it there, Chair, and thank you so much for allowing me to be here. I'll always appreciate this community because this community is very close to my heart. And that's the community that made me to be who I am today. So I want to thank them. Thanks so much.
Thank you. I think ngizocela ukuthi ngoba no PC kumele ahambe yabo. So ngizocela ukuthi I'm not sure. No, I'm going to give you the opportunity. Don't worry, I'm going to give you right. Oh. Okay, siyabonga bayile Ntate ke kan kopa maybe o refer 15 minutes nyana and then otla follow. So it means we don't repeat the points that have been made. Yes. We make new points. And then we'll then give the PC to actually to speak, and then he can excuse us. Over to you.
Renkichis wakasena ki letamise bohle. I'm Bishop Matibela from Mzansi Activist Forum. So we thank you, our chairperson, Dr. Masuku Rialebo. We are ahead of you because we arranged a march come May ra kgopela gore o be le disimbizo ya crime mona Ivory Park, because re bone gore Ivory Park ke ena e a nwelela ka baka la crime. The thing ke gore re na le tax rank is doing better, ebile batho ba tshepile yona ho feta police station. Ga batho ba ena le any issues, ba hlaselwa malapeng a bona, ba tshwenya ke bana, ha ba sa ya police station, ba ya tax rank. Batho ba tax rank ba dira moshumo wa maphodisa, and maphodisa ke bona ba tshwantse hore ba dira moshumo wa bona. So ke yona ntho ena re ile ra e bona as Mzansi Activist Forum, re kopa hore le re tšeele tlhogong, because we are ahead of you. So another thing ke gore ke sa le hona mo di skolo se ya thubela ba reporter time and again, and skolo se next door police station. Banka 3 days, no rumela vene, no ubolela anything. We have to take the step right police station. Honre police station re ba botsisa hore why the cases tsa go skolong di sa attendiwe. Ke gona ba re we will check and we will come back to you. Go tloela ba ile ba re we will come back to you. Le ana bele they are still coming back to us. Abe swa bue go rona. That's why the community ifeletsa inka molao ya o tshwara ka matsoho ba itirela mosebetsi wa bona, because maponisa a rona le di station commander tsa rona ha ba fumanei. Re ya time and again gona go police station ba re station commander ha hona, ba re fa o mongwe a re o tlo e fetisetsa o station commander o tla boya go rona. No, o boya go rona. Se e bontsha ga botse gore maphodisa ga rona ha tshi mosebetsi wa bona serious, and re hloka batho ba na go re fenye crime. Maphodisa na tloemang le rona go ka re bo mokhonas ba ka ba gona ka ra Ivory Park ra dila le crime ena. Ke a lebo.
Thank you, Chair. I will observe the protocol, but I'm not happy. Because our program of Garcilia Chair. Sanser was an edit community, Skarates and a favor, because Kina Arbati more runa or battle solve an already problem is a rune. Marsets banality agenda saying where you are no Arsakona Wutis. I'm not apologetic for that. That is the fact. Next time, make a coparly looking saying or let's or program in time, a police station is cover a thing na kwetelle whereby batwa you were sanser babuti seri putiso now sanser ba ilo attenda in the meeting. There are serious problem mo Ivory Park. Inga Tomango Eshalo Seklo Tomaka station commander. I'm not going to do me a favor. Kitlo Moza Kamukhilo Nagi Filakating as a underachiever, unreliable source. Station commander. We get Sokaro owner police station. Kadi 14 che. Sorry. Kadi 14. Kadi 14 February 2024. Now launch a CPF. National member le one. Ya community. Council it was there. Council. It was there. But one never more never talk up my CPF Berkanko police station about 45 fell. Iluri na ore CPC ka 2023 ka di 8 re loko ground room gore ka 2024 o tlo fa date ya ore CPF ito santse launchiwe ne ra kopana re di section am community leader ra kopana di section ka ofela a tsona list eo ke na le yona o ba tlo approve premier ina le batho ba 300 ina le batho ba 300 not even one. All those batho ke bolelang ka bona they are undocumented foreigners. They are, if you want to prove, kite mo nkanne ka sala, la tshwara meeting, I will prove you. Ma CPF ka ofela ona, a supporting station commander, ki undocumented foreigners. If you want to prove you, kya salam, kito for that proof. The CPF sector 1, sector 2. So, go bohloko too much. Ke na le di-email mo re ngwaletseng MEC ka di 20 tsa February. Unfortunately, phone ya ka ya tima. Ke ye email re ngwadile ka di 20 tsa February 2024 complain ka same problem. Go tlile brigadier from Ko district, from Ko Tlorokop. Re na le recordings ya hae, le yana o na le recordings ya rona. Sala tsamaya o tloa lona ka tsatsi leo a se nka boele back o rona. Re complain ka the very same problem e re nang le yona. Ke ye email it's from Ko district, Minister of Safety and what, Liko province. Ki tse ke di swere email tseo for proof. Ki tse ke di swere. Ha ke bolele ka ENC. Ke bolela ka lo tse le hore ke tse re di ngwadile re complain ka police station. So ke sapane ke repeat hore station commander ha own police station or santsa rane police station.
Thank you.
So
Ake batla go kwatisa mara ne re agree le ka 3 minutes.
Okay. The last one, yeah, because I carry cats or something because of I carry feel about opportunity.
No,
or one of opportunity, but
No.
The last point.
Kaufela 3 minutes.
Yes, the last point take batango yetsa. Ye ke batlang go e bua. Ivory Park a isa location ke scrapyard. Ivory Park kaofela yona. You can round the plate kaofela yona. Ke scrapyard o rekisa ma foreigner plate kaofela yona. Thank you. Ke a leboga. The way o leng unfair ka teng che.
No. You are being unfair. Go feel 4 minutes and you still say I'm being unfair. It's okay.
Mphathi ohlelo
Qhubeka baba.
uyaphila executive yonke khona i-safety namaphoyisa nomphakathi nama-leader akhona la lo khulumayo uFreedom Khumalo ngikweze transport la ewadini mina ngisithunywa ke ngisithunywa njoba ngilapha ngizokhulumela isizwe sisitshelile ukuthi iziphi inkinga abadibana nazo njengesizwe inkinga esinayo la eIvory Park imeda ama-drugs njengoba nibona nje nokungaqashwa kwabantu abantu abaningi abasebenzi okunye ke futhi engibonayo mina abakhala ngakho iIvory Park overpopulation sebebaningi abantu base-Ivory and then ngizokhomenta ngicela ukuthi mhlambe ezinye izinto ezisithintayo iziphi sinenkinga la acting commission acting sinenkinga la eIvory Park sicela uassiste umhlonishwa ubaba uNgcobo abantu bayafa ngazi noma ngiphuma lapha mhlawumbe ngizophuma lapha sibe ngidubula abantu base-Ivory Park bakhathele ubugebengu badutshulwa ngiyabonga njengoba uPrima uyikhulumile lento abantu bayadutshulwa la eIvory mina ngimanxeba icriminal yangikwazayo yatholakala le nakhona kuyatholakala bese itholwa ilokuzana i-association odwa wangikwazi wabaleka mina ngicela ukuthi singakhombani ngeminwe but kufanele sibe ne-way forward ukuthi siye phambili together iIvory Park ukuze ama-leader khona namaphoyisa khona esibambe sonke sibambisane igebengu ihlala lapha esihleli khona but ngicela ukuthi mina sibambisane inkinga ekhona bengizocela kuPrima iIvory Park imnyama uyabona nje ngoba kuyakhanya nje ngeke besibulale mala mawasha usikisi siyathathelwa amafoni mawasha ulokhu siyadutshulwa nje irobhali is too high eIvory Park ukuze sinqobe eIvory Park njoba eseshilo uPrima abalethe i-special force bepikhaphe ubaba uNgcobo njengomphathi stage. Ziningi inkinga ekhona. Mina uNgcobo engakhuluma naye khona. Every matter enzeka la eVoli Park emanye ngiyawathola naye. Kwenkathi engithole khona, kwenkathi mina ngimthole khona.
Bab Khumalo.
Ngiyabonga.
So nika two speakers opportunity ngoba general besayaphendula besahamba senzo sala nathi sizodlulisa imlayizo kulawo amanye ama speakers azoqhubeka after lapho.
Sanibonani umphakathi. Umarcus Law from Ward 77. Mina ngizoya ngqo to the point. Acting Commissioner siyabonga ukuba khona kwakho la. Ya ubaba uNgcobo asamfuni thina Ivory Park. Baba uNgcobo asakufuni Ivory Park sohleli kakhulu sekusekhaya asakufuni. Ubaba uNgcobo simbizile kaningi sizomkhomba ngabantu abadila ngama drugs abantu bakhe akasondeli akezi. Lenzansi erenkeni eSkole yabazi baba uNgcobo abantu abathengisa ama drugs. Awusondeli abantu abadeliver ama drugs iTRT. Siyayibona every day simbizile iTRT. Iyeza izodeliver. Ngiyazi bazongidubula namhlanje kodwa mengifila isociety ngiyasibhadala nginamsebenzi. Baba uNgcobo sakufuni nabantu bakho bama drugs. Iphaza shop ezillegal zama foreigners. Uyazazi baba uNgcobo namaphoyisa wakhe. Laba koleka khona imali every day. Namanje mengikhuluma kanje bayakoleka. Sike saba nehabit yokuthi siyabashuta. Mesibashuta sokwazi ukuthumela. Mebakubona ushuta bayakubamba bakufaka evenini. Bayokutrap ukuthi delete lezi zinto efonini. Umphakathi uyayisaba ipolice station. Kunabantu ama syndicates, niyawazi ama syndicates angithi. Organized crime. Bama cable theft esibaziyo. Uzoba reporta kuphi ngokuthi mongaba reporta kusasa uvuka ufile. Senze njani? Ngicela ukubuza nina mphathi acting. Si reporte kuphi mengiphuma la ngicela inamba. La so reporta khona ama sensitive issues. Ngokuthi Ivory Park yasithengisa. Sike saba ne operation la yama taverns. Ba checka ukuthi baya comply benzani. Ama tavern anga comply kusasa wavuli bayavala. Information bayitholephi? Emaphoyiseni. Abantu abathengisa insango yonke le khona le. Information ukuthi amaphoyisa azorate bayitholaphi? Kuma CPF siphila nabo siyazi. Iyazi police station. Sesikhathelwe i-commander yethu police station namaphoyisa abahambe.
Thank you. After when mama u general uzakhuluma aphendule bese sesoqedelela. Yeah.
Ke khopela ho bolela le maphodisa rena re khopela hore le ke le lokishe makwekwe. Nna se ke se khopela mo lena re alla ka lena jwale lokisha makwekwe. Nna ebile be ke nagana hore ka ba jwang ha mmusho wa rena o ka re kwela botlhoko wa tšea magwale a tlisha ka mo rena ka mo a tšea batho ba rena ba bantsho ba maphodisa ba ba isha ka kwa mongwe o ka ba kaone ka re ntho e re bonang nna ke na hona le sphaza ko nna mara ntho e ke e bona each and every day divena ke tsore ke tše ka etse di emammol di tlokola even le ma ba re keng ma CID le bona ba tla ba tlokoleka ha re reporta molato ba re na o na le botlhatsi na ke berekile kae ke kile ka ya sekolong kae mo e le reng ke tshwanetse ke tsebe ka investigation a ke re ke a bona e tseba ke bona tshwanetseng ha nna ke reporta molato bona ba yo nyakishisha so ba tla be sa le ba o file case number a ona ntwe tlo dira ba ka se ba buile mo go wena maphodisa rena lukishang makwekwe se ke se gopelang lukishang makwekwe setšhaba se alla ka lena le a bereka le a gola mara le santsane le ya spaza shop nna sa ko nna spaza shop if ya hana dipampiri ha tsamaye
If hana di pampiri, le ska tlhwa le ntse le tlo koleka la koleka la koleka la koleka le a bereka la re hlokometse. Le a gola rena a re go le selo a rena le ka tšhelete. Ene be ke nyaka gape le o llela o premier ke mmotse gore le ka di 350 mongwe le ka ara tsona ka re le tsona ka nako nngwe o yo humana a ka tsena thubapo ka accounting ya a o sa e humana e ya kae la re ropa la re
Okay,
ropa
ma.
che re gopela o re isetse message di 350 ba re di tlo re thusa ke tshepile yona gore ka yona ke tlo reka lesaka ke tlo reka bupi bana ba ja mara re humane e ya kae. Number 2 maishana ka o rekisa di drugs o ba nna ke rekisa di drugs o mo reporta jwang kae ha o fetsa o mo reporta a ke re ba re mphe phone number ha o reporta molato ba tšea phone number ba tšea le lebitso la gago ha ba fetsa ba o botsa drug dealer o re shu wa rile re tle mo wena wa bolawa maphodisa a rena e bang le nnete
Ga leboa, ma.
le tšere dikano la re dikano tše le di tšang le tlo berekela setšhaba berekelang setšhaba tshepo ya rena e mo go lena safety ya rena e mo lena so lena he le lena le re dirang so batho ba modimo
Thank you,
boelang
ma.
morago
Ga leboa,
Ke a
ma.
leboha.
General, e re ko fe sebaka, and then after General, re tlo feleletsa the speakers that are on the queue, and then re tlo conclude ka way forward. I think General o tla re thusa gape le lo re fa what would be the way forward. I think the voices have been heard.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Firstly, thanks for this opportunity. I'll respond with starting with the first issues raised by honorable members. The imbizos, I think, Honorable Chair, through the department, we will engage and ensure that another imbizo for the whole community is arranged to address issues as given example of Rithat. You said jugulaying. What happened in Rithat, the post was vacant and then a new person, station commander, was appointed. Hence, there is that change because the post was vacant. And when it comes to rotation of members, as South African Police Service, there is no policy which say there must be rotation of members. We work according to the policy of the government. We also are forced or expected to comply to human rights. We are expected to comply to labor relations. And those are governing us. There is also sectoral bargaining council that govern how we must do things, including working with labor movements. Therefore, to rotate and remove members is not something that the institution does. But there are situations where from time to time, individually, a member, if there is a need after investigations, after certain processes have been done, we comply and ensure that this person, based on the findings and investigations, and that person also be given opportunity through his union, through his representatives and engagements. We then do what the law of the country, including labor relations and the policies of the department, dictate. And this apply across all the boards, starting from the initial commissioner up to the station commander and members on the ground. Therefore, and there is constitution. This constitution is supreme. It supersedes everyone and every law, and no law is contrary to this, must be contrary to what the constitution provides to individuals and inhabitants. And those members who are known to have or to be part and parcel of criminal activities, we will request there is officials of the Department of Community Safety, they are here. Please provide their details, the details of the incidents and the members, so that will be investigated, and we guarantee we will give you feedback and will leave no stone unturned in ensuring that investigation is conducted. Corruption, criminal activities, distribution of drugs, whatever type of crime, that will be investigated. And as subs, we work in the whole policing precinct, whether it's informal settlement, suburbs, it's a township, we do work and we have access. And even here in Ivory Park, all the informal settlements 24/7 are serviced. And we'll strive to ensure that we improve, Honorable Member, where we are at 70%, we'll strive for perfection to ensure that we achieve the highest level of excellence in performance. When it comes to system compliance, yes, on daily basis, as I reported and alluded, we do manage and monitor the systems, and where there is errors, where there is issues that need to be addressed and rectified, that is done. And as I also reported, when it comes to vehicles management, the provincial head of supply chain management, Brigadier Marshall, is here. Already has been directed that tomorrow they will send a team to go to Ivory Park to do a thorough inspection of all vehicles specifically of Ivory Park, their maintenance, their servicing, their welfare, everything that that station has been provided with, to check whether proper management of those resources, and if not, necessary steps will be. And briefly, Honorable Chair, I think I try to not to individualize questions and as of the concerns: corruption, not maintenance of resources, and non-responsiveness of issues that relate to management and poor response time. I thank you, Chair.
Thank you, General. I think what we can undertake to the public of Ivory Park is that we should undertake that in the next maybe 3 months or so, we need to have an imbizo where we are not restarting issues, from scratch. We are giving feedback on the issues that the community have raised. I think there are many, that relates to the functionality of the station, the leadership of the station, and so on. So it's an important imbizo that we need to take, that we need to lead from the side of the provincial commissioner to give feedback. It should be an imbizo to give feedback and report back, not to rehash, issues. Thank you. You can proceed. Let's finish our speaking list and give the rest of the members of the community the opportunity to complete their inputs. And then we have agreed on one of the way forward, and the others will have to find how we are going to move forward. Over to you, Ma.
Dumelang. Le kae? Lebitso la ka ke nna Methandi. Ke leboha Premier a tlile because ke na le problem.
Can we be patient with one another? It's just common decency and courtesy to be patient with one another. The way we treat one another, it's not okay. And thank you.
Dumelang. Le kae? Lebitso la ka ke nna Methandi. Ke leboha Premier a tlile ke na le problem ya ka. Ne ke sa tsebe re tshwanetse ke reporte ko kae because ha ke ya police station ba tla njikisa ba mpotsa hore e ya hae. So ki kopa ho botsisa premier hore like nna site la ka a ke bereke ntate wa ka o na tlhokofale, so ke etsa recycle, a ke etsa recycle ke na le motho e leng hore wa nhlokometsa. O tsamaya ka koloi o ya tla a tjhaise dilo tsa ka, e re ha ke ya ke mmotsisa hore why o tjhaisa dilo tsa ka, mpotsa hore yena o patalla tsela, dilo tse ke berekang ka tsona di patalle tsela, ene dilo tseo ke phedisa bana ba ka ka tsona, because a ke na motho e leng hore o tlhokomela bana ba ka, ntata bona o na tsamaye mo lefatsheng, so ke a hlokometsiwa. Nkile ka bula le case ko police station, motho a tlile a thuba mafestere wa ka, ya re ha ke ya police station ka bula case ya budiwa, case ya teng le CID la teng la mpotsa hore we were caught ba mo khalimile without nna. So ntho tse di tshwanang le tsone nkutlisa bohloko, because a ke tsebe re tshwantse ke etseng, ke tshwantse ke ye ko kae, tshwantse ke reporte ko kae, tshwantse ke phele jwang nna. Ke a leboha.
Okay, re tla nka the details tsa hao, we'll follow up on the case. Okay. Yeah, okay, next.
Sanibonani mphakathi. Mna nje ndinento encinci endifuna uzoyibuza apha. Endicinga uba mhlambi idibana nepolitics. Indaba yephoyisa, iphoyisa liba liphoyisa makwenze njani. Mnumzane Masuku. Iphoyisa liba lipolisa nini ipolisa? Ngoba sike vala imoto ekhala umuntu between iWinnie ne-Ivory Park. Kukho umuntu okhala ebhutini ekhala. Saya singumphakathi sayivala le moto. Saba nelagi yazi. Sithe sayivala imoto kwavela iveni yamapolisa. Sathi ke. Yasondela sayikhomba apha sathi hey unento abebhutini. Ye man yafaka u1 ayabaleka iveni yamapolisa kwafuna sibaleke nathi. Sabaleka nathi sabona yekunzima. Ndifuna ukwazi niba ipolisa eli liba lipolisa makwenze njani, because yabona ke mina ndikhulele eTranskei, ndingumuntu omdala waseTranskei. Does ipolisa mina liba lipolisa nanini na? Yabona walapha amapolisa ube wabiza ukuthi nansi ingxaki. Alizi. Ndiyacela man ma politician, khanilungiseni pha ku constitution ngoba nimane nisithi lento ayikho ku constitution. Bayikho mnumzane Masuku, ngicela ke nifake man. Ipolisa malibe lipolisa njalo makune crime. Noba libizwa ngumntana uthi hey pha ekhaya kuyaliwa, ke lingene ipolisa liyinqande lana because ezinye izinto ngezingenzeki. Into enazenzeki ziyenzeka ke because ipolisa malize police station. Uyabona lento le South Africa mina iyandixaka mina South Africa. Sisengxakini le constitution ngoba manje kuthiwa iconstitution ayivumelani nento ethile. Ivumelana nantoni le constitution yale country? Lento esijongene nayo apha iproblem bantu benkosi. Futhi yona into ecrime kukude kakhulu abe-Ivory Park bengaziphele, kunzima kakhulu le ndawo sihlala kuyo. Enkosi andizobamthe.
Dumelang. Ka lena ke nna Tshedi Mshwari ba ke nang 18 years. Ke tlisitse report ka lebaka la hona ne memo a ke tsebe branch e pereng orange. And then le ka maphodisa fort sa le ka tsamaya kwa ya go segateng sa kuna ne bomme ba bang ba ithusa le ba nshapa ha ke ya kilo bula case ko police station ba tla le nna ha re fihla mo matšeng ba mpotsa hore ke tlwelo kena ko mtseng wa batho anye ba khone hore ba nthuse ke bo mme ba ke mme mongwe le papa ba maphodisa le bile ke a ba tseba. And then hona le mme mongwe mo o sebetsang ko ntshwenyana ya ke tsebe re keng o hletse all the time hampona one rowa andrew to e ke leng ka teng ka tsamaya ka lo botsa ma committee a kwa ko ke buditse ma committee I4 ba re ko nna ba totla ba attend case ka till today azang batla ene me all the time hampona wa nqa fela ene a ke tsebe ka branch e ke under maphodisa so a ke tsebe re anketsa so yena o tsebe molao na ha ke botsa ma committee a mpotso ra tlotla le tshwida a sotle
O teng mo today?
o teng.
Okay. Re tla kopa o bontshe can she show you the person that is abusing her?
I'd like to greet the panel and I'd like to say thank you for coming to Ivory Park. We have a dire problem. The panel, Hane Litlisita Bokos, le ringwalendi love letter about our cases, Ivory Park SEPs. You would cry yourselves. The men in blue of Ivory Park, Babuagadi sector meetings. In the sector, I don't know what number they call it, where I live. They last came last year in the first quarter of 2024. In that meeting, I raised an issue that my friends and I had noticed that there is a new drug selling point. We reported it.
Can we treat each other with respect? You know, like I did say, if you don't want to listen to anyone, you know, you can step outside and then we continue the meeting. Don't disrupt the meeting.
We reported that area. A few days later, it was a new collection point for SEPs to collect bribes. And on Saturday, this past weekend, between 8 p.m. and 8:30, Kodi 9, there was a van, it's a Makaba Podisa I4. They collected from one Spaza shop. It is a Mozambican-owned Spaza shop. They collected to another one. I was working in that area. Then they collected in an illegal tavern. What are you saying about that, Ntatwaron? No, Tatumhlala Pansi Baba. Tatumhlala Pansi, we are not happy. I live in an area in Ivory Park where it's demarcated between Ivory Park and Tembisa, which there's a main road there. From 2023, we have killings, brutal killings. If you are a woman between 6 p.m. or 6 a.m. going to work or wherever you are coming from, you stand the chance of being. If you're a man, you get slaughtered. I have cases of friends that I know that we have lost because of that area. And when you go to Ivory Park, they tell you that's a place for SEPs in Tembisa. And then when you get to Tembisa, they ask you where you live and you give them an address here, Ivory Park. We don't have answers. We have unconcluded cases. I have a case number here, case number 624/9/2024. It was closed, but the actual victim knows where the perpetrators are. They are wearing his clothes that they took. He was kidnapped and taken to an ATM, but it was closed because there is no evidence. How? Ganjani. In my closing, this is a personal case. I'd like to know how far with case number 457/2024. This is why I say, Rona re le mphakathi, and I'm talking from the people that I spoke to in the last week when we knew about this gathering. They have lost hope. Babang ha re bule di-case. Mme o mong today, when I told her about this meeting, says the markings of her door are still open. But when you call a cop, they don't come. Ma'amuto took his time for abule sliding door with a knife. We are dissatisfied, and we would like to know, how does the domestication? It is not our fault that we live in an area that is domesticated, but we don't get any services from the SEPs.
Thank you. Thanks, Pagati, for all the comments. I need to give maybe the station commander an opportunity to say something towards what has been said. And then we conclude the meeting with the way forward. One of the issues that has been raised is the issue that we have agreed on, that we are going to have a follow-up engagement, which is going to be not dealing with GBVF or domestic violence, but just going to be dealing with issues of crime around Ivory Park. We are hoping that in that Imbizo, the PC will be here. The Premier will also be part of that Imbizo, and most likely even the Minister, so that we prioritize the issues. The second part of the way forward is that the cases, we call on everyone who's got cases that have been unresolved, case numbers and everything, please bring them forward. There are officials from the department and from the committee who are here, so that we collect those cases and we make a proper follow-up. So that in the Imbizo, before the Imbizo, we try to follow up on them and give you resolutions. Thirdly, we need to work together. We need to treat each other with courtesy and decency. We know that we are having a difficult time as a country. The economy is not doing well, but it doesn't mean that we must disrespect each other. And it doesn't make that you can be able to disrespect another person. It becomes important that we treat each other with respect and talk to each other with respect, even how difficult we feel or how undone we feel about what we are doing to the other person. But let's just try to treat each other with respect. So those are the two parts that I'm going to, and then I'm going to hand over to Briggs Ngobo to say a word or two. But I think most of the issues are issues that we need to process. Over to you, Bab Ngobo.
The opportunity once again. Siyabonga umhlangano ngizothi uhambe kufanele silungise kuphi singamaphoyisa. Okuningi ke umphathi wami General Kekana has said what is going to happen going forward. So I'm not going to repeat what he had said, but it's just that we noted your concern. We will attend it to them, and I think a proper feedback, as you said, in the next 3 months will be dealt with.
We are committing as a committee that we will come back to all the issues that you have raised. We tried ukuzama ukuthi ama leaders, ama councillors raise ama issues. Commissioner responde kuwo, but amanye I think I need a more processing, particularly lawa ama case are unresolved. We need to do more work. At the moment, even us as public representatives, ngoba kumele si unite, and njoba ngishilo ama committee members akhona la nathi si part yabantu who, when you don't get joy over the actions zamaphoyisa, nathi we can receive the information esizokhona kuyiprocessa through the department of community safety and through amaphoyisa. So bazosho ama members e committee nama administration banika ama contact numbers enzokhona ukusithola ku sizokhona ukwa raise lawo ama issues lawo. Ngalokho mphakathi sicela ukubonga kakhulu ukusebenzisana nani ne attendance yenu, and ama issues wenu angeka wele phansi. Lokho ngiyagoma, ngiyafunga ngiyagomela ukuthi sizobuya sizoaddressa sinike i report back kini nonke. Sibonga kakhulu umhlangano wa agenda. Thank you.